Hi, welcome. In this video, I want to talk about this issue about personal attacks, cheap shots, and trainers out there who think they're in control. Like they want to, they demand that you debate them. And understand that I've been down this road before. Okay, I'll talk about this for a moment. And this goes into the guys like the anti-dog trainer out there and other trainers out there who just come off just with this arrogance, riding this wave of corruption, of this stronghold ideology that has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with confronting the real problem, nothing to do with true connection. And trainers who are just turned over to this, I call the big lie in the dog training world. Again, I post this called a question of the century, but it's really a statement as to what the source of the problem is, posted at the top of my Facebook page. But getting back to this whole thing about personal attacks and cheap shots, my response to all the reasons for the cheap shots and personal attacks and all the mocking and scoffing is that these trainers, if they're not going to talk about the real problem, it's going to be about something else. And what's the something else? The something else is what they've decided as individuals to market to the public, which is putting dogs and owners in a really bad position. Okay, it's not about the truth, right? In fact, for many of these trainers, their criteria, and you see anti-dog trainers, you see them all say this. It's about, views and likes and popularity. That's their true standard. But popularity for all the wrong reasons. And so you get this whole thing about personal attacks and cheap shots. I go back and kind of revisit, okay, there's a trainer over in the UK who passed away suddenly here not too long ago. If you want a playbook, okay, what I've experienced with these trainers, it's the exact same cheap shot, playbook that, again, it's all about just trying to gain support and views and likes. And these trainers, they take it right to the end. It's like it's so much not about the right thing. And in social media, you're seeing what's happening. And here's the thing that is incredible, because the same thing with this trainer in the UK. That's why I talked about I did not repost on the Flipping the Script series that situation involving him, based on the fact where he did pass away, at least showed a little bit of just respect, even though it wasn't a personal attack. It was information based, but he took it very personal and went off the deep end. But the situation involving how he interacted with the dog, which was triggered off, just like the Jeff Gellman and the Bonker situation. And that's why I posted that situation back in my original Flipping the Script series back about 4 years ago. And it really aligned with the Jeff Gellman Bonker situation. And so when I posted it, and the funny thing it wasn't even the situation that it was just brought to my attention from another trainer I was helping in the UK. Say, hey, Dale, take a look at this situation, which I did. But the crazy thing about that whole situation with this trainer is that it's the same level of just the personal attacks and the demand to debate this guy, right? He was like just demanding that I debate him. It's just so much of a coming off as just a social media bully. And while at the same time he's involved in like the controversy where there's like a documentary done on the situation he was involved with, where it was labeled as abuse, online petition try to have him canceled. He received death threats. And it's just like some of the Jeff Gellman situation. I didn't even label the situation as abuse, okay? I did a part of my Flipping Scripts. I did a video on his situation about the confusion, right? But see, that's the mess of the dog training world. But when I talk about guys like anti-dog trainer and others, it's the same playbook, like the same cheap shots and the mock and the demand for debate but there's no answers. Okay, these same individuals are all over the map. All they care about is exploiting certain relationship dynamics to be popular. It's like like a quasi Cesar Millan like approach, getting the dog off leash. You know, his own dog almost gets blindsided. You're right on video, and people just supporting these people because that's where we're at. So when I say I don't care about views and likes and support, not that way. You know, everyone wants to be, you know, appreciated and liked, but for the right reasons. Okay, truth. So even when I step away from social media, you know, it's to kind of just refocus myself, because I get it from all sides, because I'm actually talking about the real issue. These groups, balanced, force free, they're all tied in the same way. So of course they don't want to hear anything, anything about the real problem, because that gets in the way of their 5-year marketing plan. And so they'll try to accuse me of all the things that they're doing, right? Because understand, it's nothing to do with what the problem is. So all to say that I've been down this road before with these individuals. That's why when I say I'm not interested in debating many of them, you know, I went on Miracle Canine's podcast. I laid everything out. So just go watch that debate, that discussion. At least the trainer there, David, showed a level of basic respect, where he wasn't cheap shot and getting personal that way. Some of these other trainers I have no interest in. I've been down that road. And so the point is, the information I put out, it's for the public. It's for the truth seekers. It's for, not for these like Murdaugh and all these people. They've already made their bed, so to speak. They have no interest. Right? If they did, they wouldn't be marketing this garbage in the first place, or they would, you know, like, and again, I always go back to my own journey. You know, when I was, you know, with Police Canine and, you know, stepping forward, if, you know, I wanted to know. No one had to argue and debate me and with me and try to drag me by my, you know, I don't have hair now, much hair, but drag me by my hair towards the truth. You know, I mean, that's ridiculous. So these trainers like Murdaugh, they're not motivated. Understand something. There has to be a motivation to seek truth, to seek answers, to want to know. If you don't want to know, what's the point? And so I just put out the information. That's why I don't engage a certain level with these individuals. So I'm just putting it out there so people know where I'm coming from here. I'm here to help people that want help, that want to go on that journey, that want to know. If you don't want to know and you want to try to, you know, debate me and put out, well, good luck with that. I mean, I see through all of it. It's a joke. So understand, I've been down this road. This is these trainers are saying all the stuff they're saying, you can just line it up. It's like the same. You can line all these characters up like a cookie cutter sheet. It's the same. They're parroting the same mock and the same personal attacks, but nothing, absolutely zero. Okay, when it comes to touching that question I posted up on my Facebook page, it's a joke. It really, really is, but it's a sad joke. So again, all to say that if you're a true seeker, if you want to be on that journey, if you're looking for answers, this system of training is for you. If you're part of the dog training community and you're sold out to this ideology and you're following these people, don't waste your time with me. Move on. But that's the point. Like they're just circling around and debating, and look at it. Like that's the thing that's incredible. They pretend like they have all the answers and they want to debate. Well, if you had all the answers, you wouldn't want to debate in the first place, because you got the answers. This is why I don't go on, because this is a complete system. This system of training has the answers. That's it. So what's the need of debate for me? There is no need to debate. You know, I'm just putting the information out in the dog training community or dog training world, but it's for the new trainers. It's for the public, and people will get this over time. Because it's not getting better. It's getting worse. So Murdaugh and all these individuals, you're going to line them all up. You want to support those people? Go ahead. But don't complain when I ban you and get rid of your lousy, lame comments. Of course I'm going to. I have no use for it. I've been down that road. There's nothing in it for me. And obviously your motives aren't wanting to know anyway. So why are you wasting my time or pretending? Like, you know, I'm not a fake, phony person. This is a real system. It's a complete system. It's about helping people on that journey, and that's it. And that's where I get my joy from, my contentment from. That's it. So it's a waste of time. But I am going to put out content. I'm going to talk about the real issue. I'm going to call it out. The dog training community doesn't like it because they've already sold out. They've sold their souls to this. So that's the truth, okay? You want truth? There's the truth. You know, if they, want to confront the real issue, They could do it. There's nothing hidden. There's no hidden agenda. But for them, they don't want the truth, okay? They have sold out to the lie. They're making money off of it. That's where they get their views, their likes, their popularity, and they're corrupted by it. Their identities are twisted up in it. That is the bottom line. Thanks for watching.